Well guys, if you're like me and you like pretty things to hook up to your computer, then you're not gonna wanna go anywhere, because today we're taking a look at Razer's Blackwidow Chroma RGB mechanical keyboard. I saw this thing at CES and I had to have it. Gigabyte's Flex Display technology automatically detects and connects up to 4 displays for the best gaming experience in multi-display Ultra HD. Click the link in the description to find out more. Alright, if you've been following the channel for any length of time, you guys know that I've been a little bit hard on Razer in the past, considering I've had a couple of mice that didn't last as long as I would have hoped. So here we are now in 2015, and we're going to kind of circle back and see what's changed with the company in the last few years since I've used one of their products. Now, the last keyboard I had, I will say, has definitely held up, and that was the Blackwidow Ultimate with a Cherry MX blue switch. It was with the polished finish and the blue backlighting. In fact, that was a pretty rare keyboard, and a lot of people have hit me up for that keyboard quite a bit. It was one I used when I first started my channel. I've since given it to my dad, who's a programmer, and it has held up very well through the test of time. Now I'm going to go ahead and start in on the switches here. Now they advertise that this is a 50-gram actuation weight for this mechanical switch, but I'm going to have to call a little bit of shenanigans on that because it is way heavier than 50 grams. In fact, I would say it's a lot closer to the 80 grams that is on the Cherry MX green switch. Now 50 grams is the same weight as the Cherry MX Blue. And when I put this side by side with my switch tester, which has Cherry MX Blue switch in it, the blue was much, much lighter, as well as the Cherry MX Blue mechanical Blackwidow keyboard that I have from 2012, which is also significantly lighter on the touch, which is a 50-gram switch. So if you guys are a light typist, you might have a hard time pushing these buttons until you really start to strengthen up your fingers and start mashing on the keys. So it's advertised as a 50 gram. I really, really personally feel that it's heavier than that. And I've typed on every single mechanical switch that is out there. Well, with the exception of gray. Gray is like, yeah, that's like an industrial switch. But anyway, all right, so let's go and take a tour around the keyboard here and talk about its physical properties here. It's a matte finish, which I definitely like. You guys have heard me say before, I don't like polish finish. I don't like piano finish. It gets all greasy, it gets all dusty, it just looks nasty, it scratches. So I really like the matte finish on here. It does have also too a USB 2.0 pass-through. There's only one, but at least one is better than none, and that puts it ahead of the Strix keyboard, which had none. It also has an analog 3.5 jack for headphones, as well as your microphone. I like to see this because I like to change out the headphones that I'm using. So now instead of having to reach back behind the computer constantly and fumble around to find the right cable, I can just plug it in here, and then this passes through the amplified headphone cable that I have plugged into the other end. So that works really well. And then the microphone, I don't really use a 3.5 analog microphone, but if you are a Twitch streamer or something, you could plug it in right there and have easy access to it. Now on the bottom, it has what I feel are undersized rubber feet. I do like to see large rubber feet that, you know, run a good length of the bottom, because it keeps the thing from sliding around. And these tiny little feet like this, the adhesive eventually on these will peel up and then they won't stick anymore. That happened to my other keyboard. And so I would have liked to have seen larger rubber feet on this. Now it does have pretty decent sized flip up feet, which are also rubberized here if you want your keyboard on a more upright angle. But other than that, it's the exact same physical properties as their other keyboards, the other Blackwidow keyboards. The only difference is it's a non-Cherry MX switch with RGB backlighting. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a quick typing test, and then we're also going to take a little demo of the software to show you how easy the software is to use, which is what I feel really gives this keyboard a competitive edge. And one of the things that's hard about typing tests is it's going to be hard to determine how loud it is for you on your end. It's only going to be as loud as my microphone can pick up, which is a lavalier mic, but they are clicky keys. The green, if it's, I mean, it's basically just like the blues and the other Cherry MX greens that they were mimicking there. They're a clicky sound. So if you're a Twitch streamer or a live streamer and you're doing typing or gaming, that can get a little annoying to your audience over time. But if you're like me, I love the click. I definitely love the click. So let's go ahead and do a little test here. This is me doing a test of this new Razer, oops, I'm typing like a doofus here. The Razer Chroma RGB mechanical keyboard. And I think that once you get used to the what is heavier than 50G switch, then it is something that is pretty easy to type on once you get used to mashing the keyboard. Yeah. So when I get on my Cherry MX Brown keyboards, which are pretty much all my other keyboards, I find myself typing really heavy on it. So these are certainly what feels to be heavier than 50-gram switches. Now, I could be entirely wrong. I was comparing it, like I said, to other Cherry MX Blues that I have in the room, in the office here, that are 50 grams actuation weight. So whatever, I digress. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and jump into the software here, and we're gonna show you guys how you can customize the lighting and how easy it really is to use.
Transition.
All right, here we go, guys. Razer uses a program called Razer Synapse to do all of their control of all of their peripherals. Now today we're gonna take a look at the keyboard, and specifically we're gonna look at the lighting, because macros are pretty easy. It works the same as all the other macro keyboards, but obviously today we care about lighting. Now you have your base effect right here, which is where you can choose, as you can see, breathing, let's say green to white. So it's gonna actually now start breathing different colors and effects and stuff on here. You can do reactive typing. So when you push a button, it lights up momentarily and then turns off. And you can even choose how long the duration is. Let's make it longer. So you can see those keys are gonna stay on for longer. We can make it shorter. Those keys are gonna be on shorter. You've got static, so I've got yellow on here. It looks orange on the little chart here because, well, the RGB isn't perfect, so I had to do orange to make it look more yellow. And then you can do, well, you know, we can make it white. White always looks good. I like white keyboards too. And then let's say we want to do something custom though, right? Custom is what it's all about. So there, we'll just make it kind of a blue color there. So now that's blue. But let's say we want to do something custom on here. So let's go ahead and remove that wave effect. Let's make this a yellow keyboard. There's our yellow keyboard. But we want to do something custom that happens when we type on it. So that we can add an effect. Think Photoshop here. You can add an effect, and let's do a reactive effect. So you want to leave the static on the bottom. That's the color we have right here. As you can see, it even turned the eye off, but it's the static color because that's what we chose as our base, and we're adding a layer effect on top of it. So you have to choose the keys you want to affect. So if you only wanted to affect those keys, or maybe just those keys, or you can break up the keyboard, or even just the macro keys, so you can do that. But I'm gonna make it all keys, and when I type on it, they're gonna turn pink for a long period of time, kind of a dark pink. Bam. So now, as you can see, we turn on our static effect. There's our yellow. But now when I type on it, as you can see, they turn that color and then they go back to yellow. You can even make it, instead of lighting up a different color during reactive, that it turns off the keys when you type on it. So as you can see right now, oops, I made the static, my bad. Bam. So remember, it's like layers. So on top, we're gonna make all these keys turn off when we type on them. So you can see it's still on, it's still yellow, but now we're typing and the keys are turning off as we type on it. We can even make the duration long, as I'm doing all kinds of things over here. My goodness, there we go. So yeah, now you can see the keys are turning off as we type on them. You can delete effects that you don't want on there. You can do pre-selected quick picks here, quick pick all. You can make it spectrum cycling. That's where it just kind of slowly will rotate through all of the different colors of the rainbow. And it'll be yellow, green, red, blue, all that sort of stuff. It's not really doing anything right now though, because I have a static color selected as the base, so you wouldn't do that on top of a static. But you can play with it quite a bit. You've got your ripple effect here. Let's do ripple in a color of... You can do that. So now when you type on it, as you can see, it ripples out, and you can change those colors. You can see we just have yellow and green here, but let's make yellow red, and let's make green. Let's make that white. Oops. Done. Bam. So now you have red and white, as you can see. And you can say how fast or slow, so we can make it more of a medium speed. We can make it affect wider keys. And we can say how many keys per second we want it to affect. And it happens on a key press. You can even make it go 3 times if we want. Bam, bam, bam. So yeah, you can do a lot of really cool stuff with this. I think black, red, and white actually looks good. Maybe I'll do a red and white build in the future. All right, so the Razer mechanical keyboard, the Blackwidow Chroma RGB. I think it's a fantastic keyboard. Now I know I've been a little bit hard on Razer in the past, but I think that they have a clear winner here. Now, even though it's not Cherry MX switches, I got past that pretty damn quickly. It's got a decent warranty. The rating up to 60 million clicks. As long as that holds up, I don't see anything going wrong with this keyboard. The software is extremely easy to use, as you guys saw. It is just stupidly easy to use, which I think gives this a definite competitive edge. So it's got the same layout and aesthetics that everyone likes with the Blackwidow keyboard, but it brings in that custom RGB function on top of it, which is really making it compete with the Corsair K70. Now I know I've mentioned the K70 a few times in this video, and I think that this is definitely worth mentioning compared to that, because this is the only keyboard going toe-to-toe with it with better software as far as I'm concerned. That doesn't have a phone book size manual and require rocket science and a PhD to figure out how to use. Everyone I know, including Barnacules, has said that the software on the Corsair side is just stupid. So I love the fact that this is extremely easy to use. It's all on the fly. You can access all of your settings in the cloud. So if you go somewhere, you're traveling, and you have all the settings saved on what would be a local client, you don't have to worry about that. You can access everything from the cloud, and it saves to the device itself. So there you go, guys. The Chroma RGB keyboard is going to be sitting here on my main station probably for a while. It has all the stuff I was looking for and more when it comes to a mechanical keyboard. Now I finally have the RGB custom matched keys to go with Skunkworks. A nice kind of a pea yellow here, like a, not like a dehydrated pea, but more of just a regular, like healthy. So, okay, you know what I mean. Anyway, head down in the description if you guys want to check out more information about this keyboard. There's a Amazon affiliate link down there if you guys want to buy it and support the channel at the same time. Otherwise, buy it through your favorite vendor or favorite YouTuber affiliate account. That's perfectly okay too. Head on over to Twitter, Facebook, or the forums, forum.JayzTwoCents.com. We got a huge community there. We're approaching 3,000 members now, and you guys are awesome for that. It's always been a dream of mine to kind of have a tech forum where people can just kind of come and talk tech and be civil to each other, and so far that's happening. So you guys are freaking awesome and amazing for that. But there you go. Tell me what keyboard you guys are also using down in the comments. I'm kind of interested in what you guys look for with keyboards. It's always hard to do peripheral reviews. They're very, very subjective when it comes to feel, texture, size, color. As with a lot of things in life, it's all perspective and subjective. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I'm gonna stop mumbling on, making sure you guys can understand what I'm saying. Haven't been drinking, I promise. All right, we'll see you in the next one.